Did you know Pooh Shiesty's mom just updated his release date on her Facebook, as he's the first rapper to commit an armed robbery in a McLaren and flex it on Instagram hours later while flying in a private jet out of the state.
The barrage of sending 2 people to the hospital, and it lands a rapper in jail. 7 Sheldon Fox with the exclusive.
Police and prosecutors say Pooh Shiesty was part of the group that ended up in this parking lot that October afternoon where the flew, and it happened right across the street from the police department and town hall here in Bay Harbor Islands.
With Shiesty facing serious charges, his lawyers secured him a proffer deal to have him released from jail in 2025. His mother shared his release date as rappers were calling him a snitch in the industry. But his best friend Big 30 defended him on IG Live.
My mama, if you see some paperwork, my mama, I do whatever y'all tell me to do. Cause my eyebrows, mustache, hair, I throw my chains in the river and jump in and if Shiesty snitch. Go home, take one to the. I ain't got no rap.
Rappers were dissing him for snitching, but didn't know the truth, which is why academics explained that Shiesty's jail situation isn't normal for someone who committed his charges.
But salute to Pooh Shiesty, who looked like he's absolutely chilling in jail. My boy got a little Richard Millie, you know what I mean? Got the haircut all right, you know what I mean?
They be playing Fortnite Mobile.
In jail? Oh, he got the Timbs on. They look fresh as well. Yo, this so chilling in prison. He got 2 watches. Like, you know what I mean? Like 2 watches, not even 1.
But to understand his official release date, it's important to learn the update in his court case, because academics tweeted out, "Pooh Shiesty is at a halfway house. He's going to be home soon." In the original crime files, it states that Shiesty and his friend were setting up a meet for high-end sneakers and narcotics. Shiesty's seen arriving in a bright green McLaren. Awaiting the seller's arrival, Shiesty and his boy made a plan to steal the items from the 2 men. Once the seller came, Shiesty began doing a legit check on the sneaker, which gave his boy enough time to get into position for what was about to go down. Shiesty tried to get them to drop the price of the goods, however, it turned into an argument which had Shiesty grabbing a firearm from out of his waistband. The 2 sellers tried running away and ducking behind their car, but they were too slow, as Shiesty hit both of them, with one in the backside and one in the hip. As Shiesty was handling the 2 men, his friend grabbed the sneakers and narcotics and quickly threw them into the McLaren. With his friend jumping in the passenger seat, Shiesty did one more scan to make sure they weren't retaliating and hopped in the McLaren. However, one problem was, Shiesty slammed the car door down, which shook his Louis Vuitton bag out of the door's side pocket. Not only did it have $40,000 in it, but the feds used this bag to identify Shiesty from the crime scene. Immediately after leaving the scene, Shiesty went straight to the closest Miami airport, rented a private jet, and flew out of Florida. Although the feds caught up with Shiesty just a couple days later.
The town of Bay Harbor Islands says you're wanted with He's also charged with armed robbery, battery in their affidavit, saying the 2 left the state in a private jet.
With him in jail, he bonded out for $30,000. However, his trial came around 2 months later, leading him to be sentenced.
Mr. Williams, you were arrested for pursuant to an arrest warrant. It was issued June 3rd. It's charging you. You have 2 attorneys here, or is it? I'm sorry, 2 attorneys in the state. Go ahead. You want to announce again?
Brad Cohen and Sam Zegny for the defendant.
Right. Have you had a chance to review?
Yes, Judge, we have.
Fast forward to the end of his court case, academics reported. Pooh Shiesty sentenced to 63 months in prison. He was facing 8 years. As the Memphis rapper would be officially sentenced, 63 months for firearm charges and robbery seems low, which academics agreed with and said how he's almost released already.
And I think he's coming home like next year, maybe the year after. However, it looked like he's, taking responsibility of whatever happened and doing his time, not crying, clearly trying to let people know he's straight. And I do think when he comes back out, granted, as long as it's not like too far from now, if he comes back in a year, he's good. I still think even within 2 years.
Even Shiesty's mother wrote on her Facebook saying, "It's over," which went viral online. But committing crimes is nothing new for Pooh Shiesty. Many believe Shiesty was trying to paint an image to help boost his rap career by committing a crime. But it was later revealed, Shiesty's been doing this his entire life.
Yeah, I mean, look, Pooh Shiesty was probably the biggest artist that he signed in recent memory. But Pooh Shiesty had a history of crimes before he ever signed to Gucci. It ain't like, he was like a school kid and Gucci suddenly put him in a bad direction. No, he was already doing it. Gucci wasn't around when he was doing all the crazy shit they got him locked up for. It just is what it is.
Pooh Shiesty's in prison right now for somebody in the ass with a go while sitting inside of a McLaren.
Yeah.
Some Grand Theft Auto shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that's who he was before that. So it's like, that ain't a surprise. And Gucci ain't gonna tell you like he can't just change who you are as a person. So it's like, you know, but people come up with the conspiracy theories and the life insurance whatever.
However, he's being released early for one reason. Pooh Shiesty created a proffer deal with the feds. A proffer is when the criminal provides additional information to the feds for the offense they committed for immunity, or in this case, a lesser sentence. While it sounds like he snitched by the description of the proffer, all he really did was snitch on himself and explained how he did the crime. And the main thing he did for the feds was highlighting the mistakes he made. Like, for example, the first mistake was how he pulled off his armed robbery right beside a police station, as the camera footage of the crime going down is from the police station's camera just across the street. Once the sound of firearms in the area were heard, the police knew exactly where to go and arrived to the parking lot immediately, which had the cops recovering the Louis Vuitton bag that Shiesty dropped. With a bag holding $40,000 in cash, the feds had a unique idea on how to solve the crime and whose bag it was, because the feds were tipped off by the public that Shiesty could have been involved. So they opened up his Instagram and downloaded photos of him spreading money across his body. And due to unbelievable detective skills, they found the serial numbers off the money in the bag, lined up with money that Shiesty had in his photos. However, Shiesty made an even worse mistake, because on the same night of the crime, Shiesty posted selfies of him with the bright green McLaren, almost like he was asking for the feds to find and arrest him. But with rappers continuously calling Shiesty a snitch, he wouldn't allow it any longer, because he released a lengthy statement from jail, as he called out ops that were trying to throw disrespect on his name. King Shiesty tapping in from the middle of the penitentiary. I remain untouched. I have millions in double digits. Tell Google to fix my net worth. We can verify that right now. I'm locked up, not messed up. I was 21, up 8 figures. Jay-Z can't even relate to my money. Stop playing with my name before I buy one of you for sale. You guys aren't anything. I put on this stuff every day, twice on Sundays. I'm on the same stuff from Tokyo to Tennessee. I ain't never got scared that no one ever played with me. I'm still the man of Memphis, the king no matter what jungle. Slick is almost the same man, just a little more powerful. But talking about Baby Larry, how did you let a man in the feds outdo you? You can't beat me. You need your hands in the game before you do something with me. For my fans, supporters, and loved ones holding me down every day, keep it solid. I promise it doesn't go unnoticed. I see everything and have something special for all of y'all. The rest of you guys are done. Keep hating, false advertising, backbiting, and counting me out. It's up and stuck like a treehouse. I'm touching down. I got a chip on my shoulder. I'm going 100% on you guys. As Shiesty continues to stand tall in jail, but he originally sent out this message before he was arrested.
Really, when I got signed, but I'm gonna tell you before I got signed, like breaking news. The verse on breaking news made everybody go crazy. And folks started saying I'm their favorite rapper already, so I'm gonna stop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It just made me go harder.
So the success kind of gave you the confidence to really keep it up?
Yeah, they rocking with me for sure.
Man.
It's in my first verse.
But with Pooh Shiesty's prison sentence nearing its end, the rapper is expected to be released very soon. And it's reported that Shiesty's been waiting for his return to music. He says he has a lot of fresh ideas he can't wait to create. Do you think Shiesty will return and pick up his music career right where he left off?